sequel.
That's where Dad had breakfast by himself.
You want to get the picture? I'll take it for you.
Pleasure to welcome each and every one of you to the Walt Disney World Resort and this very, very special program. To all of our honored students this evening, this is your special night. And we know that all of your parents, your teachers, your principals, and state association representatives are very, very proud of each and every one of you. To begin with this evening, please stand and welcome our own Voices of Liberty, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance and our national anthem. Brian Gumble advised us late yesterday that he was being set on special assignment to the Middle East immediately following the Today Show, which aired this morning. However, he did interview two of our national dreamers and doers, Aaron Klein from Iowa and Amy Mik-Ha-El from Washington, live via satellite on this morning's Today Show broadcast. And we thought you'd be interested in seeing that interview. So let's roll the tape.
These days, with all the bad news about troubled teens commanding the headlines, it's a pleasure this morning to focus our spotlight on some of those managing to do things right. This week, Walt Disney World's annual National Dreamers and Doers Awards ceremonies are going on in Orlando, Florida. 49 high school seniors are being honored for having demonstrated curiosity, confidence, courage, and constancy. The 4 C's that Walt Disney felt necessary to achieve one's dreams. 2 of the honorees are joining us from Disney World this morning. They are Amy Mik-Ha-El of Seattle, Washington, and Aaron Klein of Spirit Lake, Iowa. Congratulations to you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And his philosophies with these special students as a panelist. He is the editor of one of America's most widely circulated publications, Parade Magazine. During his tenure as editor, he's added such noteworthy writers as Alex Haley, Norman Mailer, Carl Sagan, and Dick Schaap to Parade's list of many, many notable contributors. Once a high school dropout, he is now a national spokesman for GED, the program that enables high school dropouts to gain their equivalency diplomas. He also is a member of the National Advisory Board of Literary Volunteers, which is chaired by Barbara Bush, and received LVA's Stars in Literacy Award with Mrs. Bush and Wally Famous Amos. He's appeared on numerous radio and television shows, including The Today Show, Donahue, and The Joan Rivers Show, and his first book, Courage is a 3-letter word, was called the year's most inspiring bestseller by Family Circle magazine. Last year, his second book, The Greatest Risk of All, was published and quickly won similar acclaim. And now his latest book, Read With Me, will be released next month on National Literacy Day. We are indeed very, very grateful to him for his contributions to this program and are delighted and honored that he's with us this evening. Please welcome Walter Anderson.
I knew if I lived long enough, I'd meet Mickey Mouse. Thank you, Tom. You know, there's the
Haleyville, Alabama. Several tragedies in Brandon's personal life have forced him to stand on his own and mature beyond his years. In addition to managing his own home, including cooking, cleaning, and other household chores, Brandon is active in many school clubs and activities. A faithful supporter of his church, he also participates in his community's Adopt a Mile trash pickup program and the Veterans Day program. Anna Nur of Ketchikan, Alaska, Anna's accomplishments in school reflect her appreciation for this country and the sacrifices her parents made for her to be in the United States. She's active in the National Forensics League, has fulfilled a variety of responsibilities with school plays, including prompter, actress, and many others. And her civic activities include working with seniors in a local nursing home and as vice president of the library board. She's also been active in efforts to free a political prisoner in South Africa. Jennifer LaSuire of Mesa, Arizona. Jenny's varied interests include music, athletics, and community service, and being a Presidential Academic Fitness Award winner. She's won band awards, and her basketball and volleyball teams consistently win championship honors. Outside of school, she's been active in community toy drives, decorates Christmas trees for needy families, and also helped raise money for victims of the San Francisco earthquake. Beth Cuter of Jonesboro, Arkansas. Beth is living proof that persistence and hard work indeed pay off. It took her 4 years to get elected to the student council and 3 years and 3 tryouts to earn a spot on the cheerleading squad. Many bruises later, her varsity cheerleading squad finished 17th in national competition. Beth also enjoys Quiz Bowl competition, works in Students Against Drunk Drivers, and sings Christmas carols to patients and residents in local hospitals and nursing homes. Margaret Kwan of San Jose, California. As the child of immigrant parents whose educational opportunities were limited, Margaret loves education, strives to do her best in everything she undertakes, and possesses a strong work ethic. Her memberships include Spanish Club, Photo Club, the varsity tennis team, and she's president of the Intercity School Council, a problem-solving group representing 29,000 students. She's also president of Interact, a Rotary-sponsored service group which organizes visits to convalescent homes, March of Dime support, and food drives. Melissa Hurley of Broomfield, Colorado. Melissa is active and holds offices in numerous school clubs and organizations, including Student Council, the newspaper staff, and STAND, Students Against Taking a New Direction. She's competed in the Voices of Democracy at the state level and owns a Congressional Youth Leadership Award. This summer, Melissa has been working as a candy striper at a local hospital. Jeffrey Miller of West Hartford, Connecticut. During the school year, Jeffrey is enrolled in his school's most demanding curriculum and still spends 30 hours per week working at St. Mary's Home for Seniors. Jeffrey's hard work and determination to overcome his size handicap on the football field led to his being named one of the year's team captains. His dream is to pursue a career in law, and he says the true measure of his constancy is his unwavering loyalty to the Boston Red Sox. Robert Kelly of Wilmington, Delaware. Robert probably looks familiar to many of us here at Walt Disney World as he appears in photographs displayed as part of the Young America photography exhibition. He's been studying the art of photography since his freshman year, has been an instructor for the Girl Scouts of America, and although a serious illness 3.5 years ago depleted his physical strength and abilities, a rigid schedule including before and after school workouts at the YMCA has enabled Robert to participate in school sports, and he hopes to captain the varsity swim team next year. Richard Welsh of Madison, Florida. Born in Puerto Rico and having lived in major metropolitan areas such as Miami, entering high school in a rural community as the first Hispanic student was a real challenge for Richard. He quickly absorbed himself into activities such as Key Club, SAD, and the band, where he has become a key member of the percussion section. His fellow musicians voted him Most Improved Band Member last year. Holly Viola of Duluth, Georgia. Duluth High School offers a psychology class because Holly lobbied the school administration requesting a psychology course be added. She's also the founder and president of her school's chapter of Habitat for Humanity, through which she assists with construction and fundraising for housing for the homeless. She's the recipient of the Junior Challenge Award, her school's highest award, and is active in writing and public speaking competitions. Kyle Shinsheki from Laihui, Hawaii. I think I got it right. Kyle was instrumental in founding a new school club entitled Students for Racial Understanding, a club whose purpose is to promote communications and understanding among students of all races. He hopes to expand the club on a statewide level and has held leadership positions in drama club, student council, and has won writing awards and Voice of Democracy honors. Heather Mason of Idaho Falls, Idaho. Heather's many interests and activities include chorus, ski club, debate, soccer, and track. She's been a tutor for third graders and often can be found selling t-shirts and jewelry as fundraisers for the school. She's particularly busy after school during the holiday season as she sings at nursing homes and wraps gifts at a local mall to raise funds for abused children. She also has had chaplain training through a local hospital. Lori Fisher of Villa Park, Illinois. Lori is an outstanding vocalist who has performed with musical groups and as a soloist in nursing homes and for civic meetings and community events. Her many music awards include scholarships and first place in the Illinois High School Association music competition. In addition to her music achievements, she's lettered in 2 sports and regularly works with Easter Seal children. Kristen Caudill of Austin, Indiana. Once an accomplished athlete, scoliosis surgery ended Kristen's athletic career and led her to music and fine arts. Now an accomplished musician, she auditioned and was accepted into the Louisville Youth Symphony. Her membership in the Science Club prompted her to undertake a project designed to educate others about scoliosis, and she counsels young patients. Kristen also is a Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership honoree. Erin Klein of Spirit Lake, Iowa. Erin has met a learning disability with hard work and determination not to use it as an excuse, and today is a National Honor Society student and vice president of the Russian Club. Musically, he's been selected to the Northwest Iowa Honor Band and Chorus, is active in his church, Boy Scouts, and the local Meals on Wheels delivery program. Tamara Sue Daniels of Kansas City, Kansas. Prior to the '89 volleyball season, Tamara determined that she wanted to be a starter and a member of the All-Tournament All-League. Many hours of practice and conditioning led to the fulfillment of all 3 goals, and she also exercises her musical talents as the percussion section leader in band and has held starring roles in musicals, both in school and the community. She often can be found singing for residents of local nursing and boys' homes and orphanages. Amy Dudrill of Prospect, Kentucky. Amy's known for her leadership and willingness to work within her many memberships, which include Beta Club, Art Club, and the Orientation Board. She was a key player and major fundraiser benefiting the Louisville Orchestra and the American Heart Association, and has ushered at the Kentucky Derby. She may be best noted as a 5-foot 4-inch dynamo on the varsity basketball team and dreams of slam dunking that basketball. There she is. Jason Funderburk of Leesville, Louisiana. Jason's an avid reader and writer whose poetry has been published in a popular children's magazine. He's strongly committed to youth anti-drug initiatives, as evidenced through his memberships in SAD and Louisiana Youth Take a Stand, and he attended a conference in Baton Rouge to become a certified drug counselor. His other activities include baseball, for which his teams have won numerous honors. Renee Muldowney of Old Orchard Beach, Maine. Renee has triumphed over a tumultuous home life to become an outstanding student and leader both at school and at her community. She has received numerous awards for outstanding achievement in both academics and athletics, and her influence is evidenced in groups such as the Foreign Language Club and the Jazz Band. Her outside interests include tutoring, writing, and she currently is working on a children's health book. Jennifer Halpern of Potomac, Maryland. Jennifer's long list of service to her peers includes SAD, peer counseling and tutoring, and planning school events and festivities. When homecoming dance volunteers failed to show up, she and her date spent the entire evening serving refreshments. As soccer and softball team captain and Athlete of the Year award winner, she faced perhaps her greatest challenge earlier this year when she underwent knee surgery. But that surgery hasn't diminished her enthusiasm for her future, on and off the playing field. Kristen Moriarty of Sherborne, Massachusetts. When Kristen saw needy individuals in her community, she organized her class to provide meals regularly to a local shelter. As junior class president, she helped plan the Massachusetts Peer Helping Conference and directed a drug and alcohol awareness assembly for students and concerned citizens. When she's not establishing or conducting such service programs, she's a cheerleader and a soccer player. Terry Warnke of Marshall, Minnesota. Terry was one of his school's first male cheerleaders, one of his most courageous undertakings, he says. He's an experienced vocalist, having performed the national anthem for numerous sporting events and appearing in summer arts productions of Music Man, My Fair Lady, Guys and Dolls, and singing in a Roaring 20s jazz ensemble. He's vice president of the Speech Club and a member of the Cross Country 500 Mile Club. Rebecca Measles of Morton, Mississippi. As an active 4-H member, Becky's been president and has won awards for talent, public speaking, and citizenship. Civic organizations, including the Rotary Club, Scott Country Homemakers, and the Livestock Buyers, have requested Becky as a program speaker. At school, she's active in numerous fundraisers, band and chorus, and has played piano competitively in the state keyboard and Bach festivals. Andy Neiman of Clayton, Missouri. Andy's executive producer of the video yearbook staff and has been the catalyst for artistic production as well as sales and distribution. A member of the Drama Guild and the National Forensic League, he's performed leading roles in dramatic and musical theater productions. He's been president of his Temple Youth Group for 2 years, and for the past 12 has assisted his father in conducting high holiday services at Jewish nursing homes. Kyra Lodge of Missoula, Montana. Honors and special ed students alike know Kyra for her leadership and willingness to lend a helping hand. She regularly helps special ed students with bowling trips and in the Special Olympics, and was Sentinel High's representative to the State Student Congress Assemblies and organized a fashion show to help pay for the junior prom. 3 times in her athletic career, she began the season on the junior varsity team and ended up on the varsity squad. Joyce Yan of Hastings, Nebraska. The Public School Board of Education has recognized Joyce for future problem solving, and she received a Governor's Certificate of Merit Award for her volunteer role in the Nebraska Summer Reading Program. Her broad spectrum of talents and interests are evidenced by her participation in several school musical ensembles and the school newspaper staff. She also has been a candy striper, a medical explorer, and a Red Cross water safety aide. Lisa Barris of Owyhee, Nevada. Many of Lisa's energies have been devoted to a school-wide positive action campaign promoting student self-esteem. She also spends much of her time in a leadership program keeping the community informed about school activities. Last fall, her class enacted Red Ribbon Week to promote a drug-free campaign for students and community citizens alike. Her long list of community service needs include refurbishing an elementary school playground and environmental awareness. Mary Craybill of Bow, New Hampshire. Mary's peers elected her to the Student Faculty Senate, her school's governing body, and she's risen to the Senate's executive board. A former field hockey junior Olympian and player of the week honoree on her softball team, Mary teaches both sports and local parks and recreation programs. Sensitivities to drug and alcohol abuse and environmental concerns led her to her membership in Greenpeace. Lori Steinhauser of Bayville, New Jersey. Despite a visual impairment, Lori shuns special education programs and continues to excel in regular classrooms and in one of her true loves, cheerleading. Following a strong lobbying effort with school administrators to open varsity cheerleading underclassmen, she became her school's first sophomore cheerleader, a skill she now teaches in township recreation programs. She's produced a video about AIDS, which is being utilized by health instructors. Linnell Eichberger of Mountain Air, New Mexico. Linnell's leadership in student council, band, and the school newspaper staff has resulted in growing numbers of students participating in school conferences and activities. She's a two-time National Leadership and Service Award winner, has been accorded many honors for achievements in academics, music, and sports. She adopted a grandparent and spends many hours collecting and delivering food to the needy. Michael Brown of Rockville Center, New York. Michael believes the special care he provides his mentally handicapped sister makes him uniquely qualified to help others, both at school and in the community. He's active in a peer program called LINK, Athletes Helping Athletes, and SAD. He also is an outstanding actor in the Drama Guild and was a 1989 Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership Seminar participant. Jamie Richards of Lawndale, North Carolina. Jamie had responsibility for last year's homecoming parade, a challenge which included organizing students, clubs, and the community. Her memberships include Fellowship of Christian Athletes, the Key Club, and she was nominated for a regional seat on the National Association of Student Councils Board. She also has coordinated Bloodmobile visits and College Day. Dale Jalek of Dickinson, North Dakota. Band, football, student government are only a few of Dale's extracurricular activities. Dale's been the driving force behind school food drives, Spirit Week, and fundraising activities. Mark Wise of Clyde, Ohio. Last year, Mark became only one of 50 youths nationwide to receive the Seabreeze of Young America Award, recognizing his community service work. He's had ample opportunity to fine-tune his leadership skills as choir officer, yearbook editor, and member of the student committee which establishes and implements exam and student standards policies. An Eagle Scout at age 14, he's now an assistant scout master and Special Olympics event judge. Tammy Goodman of Walston, Oklahoma. Tammy works very hard to maintain her outstanding academic record because her goal is to attend medical school and one day find a cure for brain cancer, which claimed the life of her grandfather. In the meantime, she's very active in FHA and was recognized by the National FHA organization for organizing a self-esteem school assembly attended by her classmates. The governor of Oklahoma also has cited Tammy for her work in freeing highways of litter. Laura Walthinson of Gladstone, Oregon. Laura belongs to Young Voices, a group of students which meets periodically with school administrators and has earned the respect of classmates and administrators alike. She's got a reputation for spotting distraught students and helping them get involved in classroom and extracurricular activities. With aspirations of becoming a nurse or a physical therapist, Laura works as a candy striper at a nearby hospital. Mik-Ha-El of Tamaqua, Pennsylvania. Even though Mik-Ha is known for his involvement in non-jock activities such as chorus, drama club, and dance club called the Cold Kickers, he also is a varsity football, baseball, and basketball athlete. He's directly responsible for recruiting fellow students into school clubs and has used his vocal and dance talents in cancer telethon performances. Perhaps his most courageous undertaking was his training as a peer counselor for potentially suicidal students. Sandra Spremoli of East Providence, Rhode Island. Within 1 year of transferring to her present high school, Sandra was elected class president. She's won numerous awards for athletics and basketball, cross country, and track, in which she was the city's shot put champion. She balances her academic life with band and volunteer efforts with the Special Olympics and the Cranston Center for Retarded Adults. Jennifer Hockett of Rock Hill, South Carolina. Although Jennifer doesn't hold the glamour positions at the school, she's known for being a tireless worker and a spark plug in student government, Spanish club, and planning committees. It was she who encouraged her peers to participate in a Model United Nations program sponsored by a local college. When not at school, she usually is working at the YMCA in a variety of roles, including volunteer work each summer at the Y's Camp Cherokee. Sherry Glanzer of Carpenter, South Dakota. Sherry's been a part of 2 one-act play casts which have won superior ratings in state competition. As a member of the Iroquois Peer Assistant Team, she helps low-achievement students with schoolwork and works on a drug awareness program. She's an active member of church, as a choir member, youth counselor at camp, and a vice president of the youth group. Lee Miller of Johnson City, Tennessee. Lee's involvement in groups such as Latin Club and the School Activities Student Task Force afford her the opportunities she seeks to influence others. Never one to be content with her name on a membership roster, she always goes the extra mile. For example, she's both an officer and accompanist for chorus, and she was the costume committee supervisor and choreographer for the choir production of Music Man. Mark Mixon of Kennedy, Texas. Mark's many talents and interests range from poetry to athletics and from music to fundraising. Even though he entered high school with self-confidence in his abilities and talents, he spent the past 3 years testing himself in drama, industrial technology, singing in foreign languages, and rebounding from an athletic injury. He's won honors for poetry interpretation, essays, and was voted friendliest at his school. Jason Van Tassel of Morgan, Utah. Jason was instrumental in increasing participation in FFA and planning a sweetheart ball benefiting the needy. His efforts resulted in his chapter being named a State Star Farmer chapter. Noted as for his creativity, he writes poetry, designs posters for community groups, and has exhibited his work in art shows. He's an Eagle Scout who works tirelessly for organizations such as the American Heart and Lung Associations. Katrine Curtis of Marshfield, Vermont. Hailing from a small school with a total enrollment of 52 students hasn't stopped Katrine from thinking big. She's been a key figure in leading her school into programs and activities not found in bigger schools. For example, when a student organization needed funds last year, she recruited 20 artisans and organized a craft show, which was so successful that it's now scheduled as an annual event. Katrine is a talented artist and writer in her own right. Lisa Bechtold of Roanoke, Virginia. Lisa won a scholarship to attend the John Ellis Soccer Academy camp last year to hone her soccer skills. Her soccer career had an auspicious beginning in middle school when she tried out for and made the boys' soccer team. She was only one of 10 students selected by her peers to be a natural helper, a position which required hours of training in communications, decision-making, and recognizing stress and depression symptoms. Amy Pyle of Seattle, Washington. 2 separate automobile accidents curtailed Amy's participation in soccer and basketball, but the courage and support she provided her teammates, even while recuperating, resulted in her being most inspirational in both basketball and soccer. Despite her own personal traumas, Amy usually has found helping others as a kindergarten tutor, a coach, referee for boys and girls clubs, and a hospital volunteer. Stacy Young of Sisterville, West Virginia. Stacy initiated and organized her school's first Model United Nations team, and last year was head delegate to the State Model UN Conference. A member of the concert band, the Color Guard, and West Virginia Honors Band, she also coordinated the Coronation Ball, restoring respect and class to the annual event. Jody M. Fries of Watertown, Wisconsin. Jody was instrumental in establishing a Fellowship of Christian Athletes chapter at school and as a role model for her peers through her efforts in the Student Assistance Program, an organization promoting substance-free lifestyles. She's part of a student clown troupe, which travels throughout the community carrying the anti-drug message to third graders. The community hospital presented Jody an award in recognition of her hours of volunteer service. Lizanne Stoltz of Cheyenne, Wyoming. Lizanne is an outstanding public speaker and a vocalist, having been selected to attend the Southeast Wyoming Music Festival. As Student Activities Chairman, she was responsible for Homecoming, Spirit Week, and the Christmas program. She also has lent her many abilities and vocal talents to many benefit events, including the Centennial Celebration and fundraisers for the Animal Shelter and the Arthritis Association. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, this indeed is a very, very special group of students, and we're proud of each and every one of them. So I would like to present to you now, all collected together behind stage, let's raise the curtains and present the 1990 National Walt Disney World Dreamers and Doers. want to thank John Creedon, Randy Johnson.
supercalifragilistic. Supercalifragilistic.
In every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. You find the fun and stop the jobs again. And every task you undertake becomes a piece of cake. A log, a spring, it's very pretty to see.
And a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. It helps the medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. A most delightful, a most delightful. A spoonful of sugar, a spoonful, delightful. Spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Most delightful, most delightful. Medicine go down. A spoonful of sugar, a spoonful of sugar sure helps the medicine go.
I'm late. I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late. Ah!
I wait, I use the time I save. My fuzzy ears and whiskers took me too much time to shave. I ran and then I hopped. I wish that I could fly.
There's danger if I dare to stop. And here's the reason why. You see, I'm
Overdue, I'm in a rabbit stew. Can't even say goodbye. Hello, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late. I hope
He's a tramp, but they love him. Breaks a new heart every day. He's a tramp, they adore him, and I only hope he stays that way. He's a tramp, he's a scoundrel, he's a rounder, he's a cat. Take some of
Did you shake hands with her or kiss her?
Are they doing interviews now? All right. He didn't even do it.
Coast to coast and back again, playing in more than 20 cities across America. And now they've reached the final destination of the Party Till You Drop tour. The party is landed in Hawaii.
Yeah, Hawaii! I got a lot of go.
Before the concert, the party got some of the local color.
Trying to stay incognito.
While they're having a good time in the sun, I'm chilling in the shade. Then it was off to the concert.
We were really overtaken and surprised by the crowd. Energy was there, so get ready.
My makeup artist is myself,
Painting my head.
so let's go dance. Let me tell you something. We love you! Things I love you, Jay!
Tell you what I wanna be. You can say it wrong, but love
After the concert, Party in Hawaii sweepstakes winner Christy Barlow got to meet the group.
Christy. Everybody?
It was just amazing. I got to see him real close. My mom got mad at me because I used up all her stamps because I entered 6 times. I just like him a lot.
And with the Party Till You Drop tour over, how does the group feel?
The thing about touring is that it's just like one big adventure. It's never the same.
Philadelphia, they left me on the bus. No, it was Chicago. Chicago?
We went to a lot of places that I've never been to. That was a really good experience.
It was Phoenix. Everybody in Phoenix was strong. We love you. Those were our fans. In New York.
Santa Monica.
I think out of all of them, Chicago. Yeah. That's the one that sticks out in my mind. Chicago and this one.
Hawaii.
And I think the next tour will be even bigger. Yeah, better, stronger, hopefully.
So until then, watch for the party's newest music video, I Found Love, along with their new album release, The Party. And coming November 6th, if you missed the Party Till You Drop tour, then check out the Party and Concert Special, where there'll be concert footage, behind the scenes, interviews, deals, and more. Don't miss another chance to be a part of the party.